Let's see information about study in Japan. In Japan, there are two intakes. First is in April, that is spring, and the second one is in autumn, that is October. So, courses available are graduation, that is after 12th, then post-graduation or masters, PhD and post-doctoral. Medium of instruction available is English and of course Japanese. So now let's see what are the scholarships available. First is MEXT, that is Mombu Kagakusho. Second is EJU scholarship, that is Examination for Japanese University Admission for International Students. Then there are privately financed scholarships which are given by universities or companies or various organizations. Then there is one Asia Bridge program and Asia Pacific Ritsumeikan program. So we will be seeing these all scholarships one by one, but first we will start with MEXT. So MEXT scholarship is given by Japan government. Specifically, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology, and examination is conducted by Embassy of Japan in India. Today we will start with MEXT scholarship for research students. This scholarship is given for master's students, PhD and postdoctoral students. So this scholarship has 20 subjects, 20 streams. Let's see one by one. Humanities, then social sciences, mathematical science, physics, chemistry and chemical engineering, biology and biotechnology, agriculture and fisheries, environmental science, pharmaceutical science, geology and geoinformation, civil engineering, architecture, material science and engineering, then electrical engineering, electronics and telecommunication engineering, mechanical engineering, aerospace engineering, robotics, information technology and sports science. So many topics are available for you to do post-graduation in Japan. Now let's see what is the procedure. So for MEXT, first see the eligibility. Age should be below 35 years. Then for master's degree, you need to have a bachelor degree in relevant field with 65% of marks. So here I will tell that those who have just enrolled for engineering or your bachelor courses, please note that you have to get 65% minimum marks for the eligibility of MEXT scholarship. For PhD also you need master's degree in relevant field with 65% of marks. Then if you have done some research or if you have written some paper, or maybe if you have done some job, or if you are working somewhere, then of course that experience is also counted. There are two ways to get admission or to get MEXT scholarship. First one is through embassy recommendation and second one is through university recommendation. Now let's see first embassy recommendation. So Japanese embassy is in New Delhi and there are three types of screenings. First screening is on the basis of your application form and the other documents like your mark sheets or transcripts which you will be providing them. Then they need some recommendation letters like from your HOD or from your professor or principal. So minimum 2 recommendation letters. Then you have to provide a health certificate and then one very important document, which is research proposal. So before going further, I would like to talk about this research proposal first. So first let me tell you that the procedure in universities in America or Europe and in Japan is different for admission. In Japan, you have to write a research proposal, and for that you need to study universities. So first I would recommend you to go through the websites of universities, see what type of research is ongoing there. So in Japan, every university has laboratories, and those laboratories have one head professor. You can compare that with HOD of like here in India. So that professor has a team of other professors, and various labs are there, and these labs do research work. In Japan, the MS Masters is by research, so it's a research program. Weightage is for practical knowledge rather than classroom sessions or just giving examinations. So you have classroom sessions, of course, but more weightage or more priority is given to actual research, actual practical work. So here what you have to do is you have to visit the site of that particular university. You have to see that in the laboratories under which professor what type of research is going on, and then you have to write about a particular research in your research proposal. Here I would suggest you to take a broader what you can say broader subject or topic. For example, like in electronic engineering, power electronics is a broader topic. So there are many universities in Japan which are working in this topic. So you can of course go through multiple universities labs, and you definitely can mention in your research proposal that what kind of research you would like to do and how it will benefit. So this is very important. In Japan, professors of the labs choose students and not the universities. Okay, so yeah, actually this topic is too deep, so maybe we will make one more separate video about the research proposal. Let's go further. So these documents you have to send to Delhi, and then they screen those documents and they choose students on the basis of these documents. After that, second screening is on the basis of examination and interview. So you have to give examination of Japanese language and English language, and then there is an interview, and usually this is a kind of mixed interview, a technical interview as well as a HR interview. So they may ask you about the project you have done in your bachelor's degree, or some technical questions, and of course they will see that are you a right candidate to be in Japan, will you be able to survive in Japan and all that. Okay, so after this screening, then they select few students, and then they send all this information to MEXT Japan. At Japan, MEXT, which is the organization that decides, that finalizes the list of final students, and then they give this information to our Japanese embassy, and then Japanese embassy gives you this information. After that, third important task is you have to contact the professors of particular labs and you have to send a mail to them with research proposal and of course other documents. And one very important document which you receive from MEXT, that you have been selected for this scholarship. And all this information is provided to the professor of a particular lab, in which lab you would like to do your research, and you have to request that professor that please accept me as your research student. And then that professor it differs from university to university, but that professor may give you some tests or maybe assignments, and he will take your interview and then he will select you. He will communicate with the university about you, and then the university communicates with MEXT and embassy, and then finally they convey you that you are finally selected and you are ready to board. Second type by which you can get a MEXT scholarship is through university recommendation. So as I told you earlier, in Japan, every university has research labs under particular professors, and that professor decides whether to give you admission or not. So you need to go through the various university websites and study the research that is going under those particular labs. You have to choose a topic in which you would like to do your masters, and you have to mention this in your research proposal also. Now what you will do, you will send an email to particular professor. And yes, of course, here let me mention that you can send multiple mails to multiple universities and professors. So you have to attach your mark sheets or transcripts with that, then your resume, then a research proposal, 2 recommendation letters, and all this you will be sending to university office as well as the professor. Then the professor will take your exam, or he will give you some assignment, and he will take your interview, and then he will decide whether to give you admission or not. If you get selected, he will convey that to university and university will convey it to you. So now the second step is you have to take the admission in the particular university. So yes, you have to pay the fees of first term and you have to take the admission, and then university recommends you to the MEXT for MEXT scholarship. So you don't have to do anything. All the care is taken by university for your MEXT scholarship. Here MEXT decides whether to give you the scholarship or not. So if MEXT decides to give you the scholarship, you get the scholarship. Otherwise, yes, you don't get the scholarship. But no need to become upset, because as I told you, there are so many privately financed scholarships, partial scholarships, full scholarships that are given in Japan. So you will definitely get some or the other scholarship in your university, because there are scholarships funded by university also. So like tuition fees way off, or you get some stipend for living and your dormitory charges and all that. So there are so many options in Japan. So you definitely will get some or the other scholarship. For that, please see our video regarding privately financed student scholarships. Now let's see the logistics of master's program, that is research student scholarship. But before that, I have my student Rutvika Manohar. She will be sharing her experience with you. She got MEXT scholarship for research student and she went to Japan. She did her masters and now also she is doing her PhD in Japan. So Let's see what she says, and I'm definitely sure that you will get a lot of clues, lot of very good information from her which will help you.